Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Four Persons. You know, Richard, there's some people out there that get it right sometimes. We get it right all the time. And the reason
Or
we
at
get
least
it
we
right
die
all the
trying.
time, we get it right all the time because we follow the church.
Exactly.
Um, it's not complicated. You follow the church, you're going to get it right. If you don't follow the church, well, you're going to go off in all kinds of weird directions. So, we're going to talk about um, a lot of different things. So, cover a lot of subjects that I wanted to cover, some subjects that you wanted to cover, and we'll try to make best use of our time before I have to get ready. Uh, you've been in the legal profession for now 3 decades or
34
so,
years. Yeah.
34 years. That's a hunk of time.
It's a minute.
So you've seen a lot of court cases, right?
I have.
Is it fair to say that is it a fair rule of thumb that when you're watching a court case that there is usually that decisive point in the case where it turns one way or the other, where it
Usually.
where yeah, and sometimes it's subtle and sometimes it's dramatic. So let me ask you this: if you were watching a court case and you pick an issue that they're arguing or whatever it is, just randomly,
Mm-hmm.
and all of the witnesses sound somewhat credible,
Brooklyn.
and
Brooklyn. Come here. Okay, I got her for a minute.
all right, all of the witnesses sound somewhat credible, and the case could go either way. Okay, and then one of the most prominent witnesses for the defense suddenly stands up and says, "You know what? Um, I was wrong. I, testified what I thought was the truth. Nevertheless, I was wrong. The facts that I was saying were wrong, and everything that the prosecution is saying is now correct." In a
Yeah.
scenario like that, that would be a pretty powerful thing, right?
Yes, it would.
That would be pretty persuasive, wouldn't it?
It would be very persuasive.
Yeah.
I can't
Well,
imagine
in
a judge
essence, that's what
allowing that.
um, uh, I mean, could somebody theoretically? I mean, it could be possible theoretically that a person believes they're right by the evidence that they've seen, but as they see more evidence, as more facts come to light, they realize, okay, I was duped here. It is possible, right?
It's possible.
I mean, that's kind of part of the human experience, isn't it? That
It
that that
is.
sometimes our vantage point changes when we have more information. Um,
It does.
and if you get more information that shows you your original vantage point was wrong, and you don't change your point of view, well, then you're just not growing as a person.
Correct.
In other words, what you're basically saying is that I'm not going to let the facts get in the way of a good story.
Right.
Um, but just a perfect example, okay? You can see by the hat that I'm wearing and the hat that you're wearing that we're both college football fans,
Yes.
okay? Last year, the preseason polls had Texas as the number one team,
Correct.
and everybody believed that Texas was the greatest thing since sliced bread.
And
When
then
they
Arch
started
Manning
playing the
had a
game,
season not to be repeated.
Right. When they started playing the games, Texas wasn't so much what everybody thought they were.
Exactly.
Now, if at the end of the season you're still saying Texas is the best team in the country, well, you haven't learned anything. Okay?
Right.
I mean, the facts have shown that what you originally thought was the case was wrong. Reason why I
Well,
bring this up is
they
go ahead.
could still be the best team in the country. Their record just wouldn't reflect that.
They could have the
But
best roster in the country, but it's
at
not
this point,
translating into performance on the field.
right, they could be the best team in the nation today, but not have the best record in the nation.
Yeah. Yep. The reason I'm bringing this up is because a lot has happened in the last few weeks regarding Medjugorje, with what's going on in Medjugorje. It's been in the news again.
Mm-hmm.
And the interesting thing is, the prominent thing about it is there's been basically two events. One of them was an event of vandalism. And certainly you or I don't advocate vandalism.
No, we do not
under
condone
any
that.
circumstances. But the person who came in and vandalized the shrine and spray painted graffiti saying that it was the devil in a skirt was a person who was previously so devoted to Medjugorje that he walked on foot 800 miles from Poland to Medjugorje to see the events. Now he's turned completely against it. Not against the Catholic faith, not against the idea of Marian apparitions, mind you, but against this one particular place.
Right.
Okay? And the second instance was a guy named David Murgia. And David Murgia was another person who was very much devoted to Medjugorje.
Yes.
In fact, he was the person who first officially released the news of the Ruini report. Okay, officially
Right.
released the Ruini report. And the person who translated that into English, a man named Kevin Simmons, is a man that we interviewed on the Four Persons.
Right.
David Murgia, in the last couple of weeks, has come forward and uncovered documented evidence that there was, in fact, a vote on Medjugorje by the 33 members in 2017, and 21 of the 33 members, which by my math is about two-thirds,
Close to
in
it.
that range. Yeah. 21 of the 33 members voted against approving the supernatural nature of the apparitions. Of those 21, 9 of them wanted to go even further and say that not only are we not voting to state that these events are supernatural, but we believe they need to be condemned as not supernatural. That's 9 of the 20 of this subset of 21.
Right, which is almost a third.
Right. And of those 9, 6 wanted to go, or went so far as to say that the events were demonic in origin. Not only false, but demonic. That's a pretty significant development, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, that's pretty significant development. You know,
And
I can see the first 8 or 10 being legit. Beyond that, no. Beyond
Well,
the first 10, she's not consistent.
And
Barry would never lack consistency.
I fall with the down in the Donald Foley camp. Is it the first 8 or 10 or 7, the first 7, I think it was, the children clearly saw something.
Yes.
But I fall in the Donald Foley camp that what they saw was actually demonic in origin, not of God. And some of the descriptions showed that the and a lot of people don't know this. A lot of people haven't gone back in the books written by Father Ivro Siverick and Donald Foley and E. Michael Jones and read that the image originally appeared as this black, grotesque looking creature that then morphed into the image of a young lady. And there were subsequent other images and what have you. The larger point that I'm trying to make is that to claim that this now we can argue and debate about what this new information means, but to argue that it means nothing, to argue that it's not a significant development, Richard, again, appealing to your experience in the legal profession, can you really dismiss it out of hands as saying it means nothing, or is it pretty significant that one of the most prominent members of the defense is now on the other side?
It's pretty telling. I mean, let's put it where it is. It's, it's pretty, that's pretty convincing that there's something wrong, something strange afoot at Circle K, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So I know you're familiar with the term that the family that prays together stays together. I know you're familiar with that slogan, right?
Yes.
That slogan was created by Father Patrick Peyton. And Father Patrick Peyton grew up in that area of the world. And when he first found out about the alleged apparitions in Medjugorje, he traveled there. Mm-hmm. He wanted to be part of it. He wanted to experience it. And Father Patrick Peyton later testified that he was shocked by the dramatic increase of people going to confession and confessing sins of the occult, sins of demonic nature.
Right.
So this was a person that was originally disposed towards the apparitions, and then suddenly realized that something is amiss. And there were other priests that reported similar results. Father Siverick is another example. And 5 of the priests of the inner circle of the apparitions were defrocked, excommunicated, exiled for sins of the occult, impregnating a nun, molesting the pilgrims, and other types of outrageous sin. 5 priests were deposed. And in 2024, the church kind of took a soft shoe approach on Medjugorje and said, we're not going to approve it. We're not going to prove it as supernatural, and that is consistent with every decision that's been handed down since 1981. But it's okay if people go there. If people want to go there and pray and be edified by the experience and the spiritual messages, so long as they don't promote it as supernatural and they don't promote the seers as legitimate visionaries. That's a long way from saying the Vatican approved Medjugorje.
Yes.
That would not just and it's such a dramatic contrast to places like Lourdes, Fatima, Guadalupe, Rudabach, places like this, Champion, Wisconsin, places like this, where the church definitively said these things were worthy of belief. So the question I have for you, and this is what I have really failed to understand. At a bare minimum, the church has said that it is not going to affirm the supernatural characteristic of Medjugorje. That will not affirm that.
At this time.
At worst, it looks like there's a significant amount of the church that believes that it's demonic or partially demonic.
Yes.
Even if you look at this in the best possible light, that it's not approved. I don't understand why people would be openly promoting Medjugorje when we have so many devotions in the Catholic Church, many devotions in the Catholic Church that have the full approval of the church. And I'm not just talking about Marian apparitions. I'm talking about, the Sacred Heart devotion, fully approved by the church. The Divine Mercy, fully approved by the church. And I'm sure there's countless others that you could name, devotions to specific saints. I'm sure you probably have a few favorites of your own. Am I right?
Yep, I do indeed.
So why would somebody be openly promoting something that is questionable at best? At best, it's questionable, and at worst, it's something worse than that. When they can promote something where there's just no doubt. I mean, am I wrong? Fatima, there's no doubt. Okay, there's no doubt at Lourdes.
Right.
Am I right? I mean, it's just not even a question.
You're absolutely correct.
And so, just wanted to get that out there. So, the next subject I want to move to real quick, shift gears real quick. College football polls have just dropped. What do you think about them?
Well, Georgia's number 3. I think Ohio State's
right
number 1.
Number 4.
Pardon me?
I said we're nipping right at your heels at number 4.
Yes, you are.
Give me 5 or 6 teams you think are capable of winning it all. If you were to really look at the rosters, teams you think have a legitimate shot of winning the whole thing.
Ohio State. Oregon.
Yep.
Of course, I got to go with Georgia.
Okay.
Can't not go with Georgia. I mean, they're rated number 3. Notre Dame could win it all.
Yep, that's 4. Give me a couple more.
Texas.
That's 5.
Oklahoma.
Okay.
I hate to tell all my friends in Alabama, but I don't see Bama on that list.
No, they're not going to be on that list. And I'm going to agree with your first 5, but I would take out Oklahoma. I don't think Oklahoma's got the horses to win the national championship. I would probably add the Miami Hurricanes. I would probably make them as the number 6 team.
Yeah,
I think if you're looking
at quarterback.
Yeah, but they've upgraded. Darian Mensah's going to be better than Carson Beck.
Yeah, that's true.
I think the question mark with Miami is, are they going to be able to stop the run as good as they were able to last year? And I don't think they're going to be able to. I think their pass rush is going to be just as good. They're going to be able to pressure the quarterback just as well, but I don't think they're going to be able to stop the run. I think if you're looking at the rosters, the 4 best rosters, in other words, if you're just looking at who's on the roster and 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 I know national championships are not won on paper, but I would say four teams whose rosters just really jump off the page, and
Texas.
that is Oregon, Texas, Ohio State. Well, I would say five: Oregon, Texas, Ohio State, Georgia, and Notre Dame. Those five rosters really
Yes.
are, you know, I mean, name a hole in any of those teams. Show
There's
me where
not
there's a
one.
hole.
There's not one.
There isn't one. Um, but then again, some teams are built better than other teams in terms of rising to the moment. Oregon has a reputation of getting into the playoffs, looking impressive during the season, getting into the playoffs, and then doing a face plant. Um, Georgia is a team that has done it before. They've won championships with Kirby Smart. Ohio State is a team that has done it before. Texas has done it, but it's been a while. And I got serious questions about Steve Sarkisian. So, anyway, it's going to be an interesting season, and I'm looking forward to it. You wanted to talk about what's going on in a particular boat.
Well, I want to
this
talk
is your
about. I
time.
want to talk about something else real quick too.
Hmm?
I don't know if you can see that I've changed my background.
Yeah, I can see it.
That's Our Lady of Zaytun.
Egypt.
Yep. I don't know that that apparition has actually been approved, but yet there's solid evidence that that's her.
I think that it has been approved by the Coptic Church.
The Coptic Church, but that's not the Catholic Church.
Well, but I think that it's been under the Coptic Church. There's branches of the Coptic Church that are in communion with the Catholic Church, and branches that are not.
Right.
I could go back and correct myself if I'm wrong, but I believe that Zaytun has been approved by churches that are in communion with the Catholic Church. So,
which would mean that we've approved it.
It's an indirect approval. It's not direct approval from the Vatican, but it would still stand. There's 9 bishop approved apparitions that were never officially approved by the Vatican, but the Vatican hasn't opposed them either, so they stand as approved. Betania, Venezuela is one. Champion, Wisconsin is another one. So I believe, and we will. What's that?
Aparecida in Brazil.
I don't. That one I don't know off the top of my head.
That's bishop approved, but Rome's never said anything against it.
And then that could be another one. There's only a total of a little over half a dozen apparitions that have actually been approved. And of course, there's some that have been clearly, struck down.
Yes.
Anyway, what's going on in that boat that you want to talk about?
The Gabraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
Well, number one, anything that supposedly happened in April, 4 months ago. 4 months ago, people. It didn't happen this month or this week. It happened 4 months ago. If it happened at all. And I have serious doubts that it happened. If it had happened and men were trying to go overboard in droves, that CO would have been replaced in a heartbeat. Very quickly. The Navy does not play on things like that. And somebody would have been put in jail. But the bottom line is that you snowflake sailors need to stop being snowflakes and stop crying in your soy latte because you can't make fresh vegan salads. That's what I wanted to say.
Is my understanding that ship is now coming back?
She is being replaced by Washington, yes. But
Okay.
it's been on a 9-month deployment. It's been out since before Thanksgiving. And they knew it was a 9-month deployment when they signed up for it. It's still going to be a 9-month deployment. They never expected to go into a war zone. Well, with all due respect, anytime you're on a Navy ship, there's a chance you're going to go into a war zone, because we don't know if a war is going to break out in South America. Where not Vincent, Brooklyn. Vincent's out in San Diego right now. Reagan's in dry dock. I can't remember who's down off the coast of Colombia right now, but it's one of our carriers. Nimitz is on her way home, hopefully from her final cruise. She got sent back out. She's headed to Newport News, where she'll be decommed. Once JFK is commissioned, she'll be decommed, and then she'll be held in the Ready Reserve for 10 years. And hopefully somebody will be able to put a museum around her, unlike Enterprise, which they couldn't do. What you reading?
Yeah, well, I'm just reading here that the Vatican has deferred to the Coptic Orthodox Church. So, in other words, the Coptic Orthodox Church confirmed the apparitions as supernatural, and the Vatican is not contesting that. So it is an indirect approval. It's not a direct approval by the Vatican, but indirect. All right. I just wanted to make sure that, it's very important, Richard, on the 4 persons, that we give people accurate information.
Of course it is.
Unlike some other clown operations that originate out of Kansas, where the truth doesn't matter, and they basically say, or he basically says whatever it is that he wants to.
Oh, you mean the show with the prevert pedophile?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah. The Kansas clown.
But going back to what you were talking about a minute ago, I really don't understand what's going on here, because this thing was supposed to be wrapped up in 4 weeks. Do you remember when they promised us that in February?
Oh yeah.
So we were supposed to be eating sandwiches and drinking soda pop by now, celebrating the victory over Iran months ago, right?
We were supposed to be, yes.
Kind of hadn't worked out that way, has it?
Nope, because Iran keeps surrendering and agreeing to a treaty and then going, oh, we don't agree. And so the fighting resumes.
Yeah, and the other ugly fact that people don't want to realize is that Iran is being supported in terms of intelligence and surveillance by China and Russia, and they're being rearmed and resupplied by China and Russia.
That's why they agree to a deal and then go, oh, we changed our minds.
Right. And Israel has been doing the same thing. And it's just a really ugly, horrible situation over there, because Israel is openly attacking Christian villages in Lebanon, and between Israel and Iran, as you pointed out, neither side seems willing to uphold any agreement that they agree to.
Well, now in Israel's defense, they are in possession of intel when they make these attacks on the Christian villages that Muslim warlords are hiding in those towns. So they're not just attacking a town for the sake of attacking a town. They believe that a warlord is there, or that one of the Muslim commanders is there.
Yeah. Well,
So
I mean,
they're not just.
I understand that. I understand that's what Israel is claiming.
No, they're in
you and I
possession
are
of
gonna have to-
intel.
Yeah, we're going to have to agree to disagree on that point.
No, I think
I believe that it is.
I think they've got good intel because the Mossad is the best.
Well, I mean, they may be the most advanced, but they also have their own. They clearly have their own agenda.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But the bottom line is, what's going on over there is a pretty intractable situation. It's kind of hard to imagine how we're going to pull ourselves out of it.
That's true.
I mean, what do you think is how this is going to end up?
Well, I think it's going to end up that the U.S. has to threaten Israel to get Israel to stop, because all the Muslim countries are going to come after us.
Yeah.
Because we've got the biggest presence in the Middle East of any non-Middle Eastern nation. I mean, Iran already attacked the headquarters of the Fifth Fleet.
Yeah. You think that's going to wind up with ground troops?
Unfortunately, I do. I believe it's going to end up with boots on the ground.
Yeah, that's going to be a disaster if that happens.
Well, with this president and these snowflakes, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Richard, I have to get ready, but I enjoyed spending some time with you this morning and going over some of these issues. God bless you and have a great day.
Lead us in a prayer, John. Boy, you're almost as bald as I am.
Yeah. Hail Mary, full of grace.
Full of grace. The Lord is with thee amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
God bless you, brother.
Amen. Amen. God bless you, brother. Peace.